Hello, everyone, and happy Friday. I am State Senator Adrienne Johnson of the 30th Legislative District. Before we get started with our show, I just want to remind everyone Thanksgiving is next week, and we all have so much to be grateful for. And I want to extend my gratitude to all of the constituents of the 30th District for the opportunity to represent you in Springfield. And also, thank you for tuning in to the latest episode of our multimedia show, In the District. This show affords our guests with an opportunity to amplify the great work they are doing in Lake County and beyond. As a reminder, new episodes of In the District will be uploaded on all of our social media platforms, including Facebook, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Make sure you subscribe for instant access to new episodes. If you would like to participate in one of our upcoming shows, please contact my office at 847-672-6201 or submit a request online at www.senatoradriennejohnson.com. All right, so I'm so happy because today we have with us Erin Arnold, Executive Director of Waukegan to College. Thank you, Erin, and welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, Senator Johnson. It's an honor to be on the show with you today.
Oh, great. We're so glad to have you. And I know that Stevenson to College is doing amazing work in our community in terms of preparing first-generation students and their parents and the community as you help them navigate what can be arduous and detailed process of enrolling and even, graduating from a four-year college and university. Thank you for the important and meaningful work you're doing.
You're welcome. You're right. It's a very important and vital aspect of, doing work in the community. And I can't think of anything more important than education.
Absolutely. So, Erin, before I ask you the prepared questions, we have a few prepared questions. Would you like to make any remarks?
Sure, I'd love to. First of all, I just want to say that we couldn't do what we do without involvement from the community. And I just, in the spirit of Thanksgiving, would like to say thank you to our 150 plus volunteers that come from, I'm sure many of them come from your district, and the teachers and the administrators in the school system here in Waukegan and other schools that we work with. We're just really grateful for the partnership that we have here at the community.
Oh, absolutely. All right, so let's get started. So, Erin, what is the mission and or goal of Waukegan to College?
So Waukegan to College, in short, is really about helping students get to and through university. We believe that education is a door that opens a brighter future for students, especially those who are first generation students. All of our students come from first generation families, which means that neither them, no one in their family has attended university or college before. So there's a gap of knowledge and there's a gap of understanding of the path that it takes to get to college. So we start walking with students as young as fifth grade, and then continue to walk alongside them and support them and encourage them until they graduate from university.
Oh, that's amazing, because some of these similar programs in other school districts really just start off when they're in high school. So it's really wonderful and fascinating that you reach out to them from the fifth grade. So that's great. Great that you're reaching out at such an early age.
Yeah, the reason behind that is, and this isn't in any way to disparage other organizations, everyone has their different strategy. But we really want to help identify the potential in students, not just measuring their performance. And by the time they get to high school, so many habits are formed, especially if they're already in high school. Their classes and their grades are impacting their GPA, which really impacts their ability to access financial aid and access, selective colleges and universities.
Absolutely. So, Erin, what are some services that the Waukegan to College offers?
So I like to talk about three different areas that we work in, that we focus on. The first is college readiness, and that starts all the way down at the beginning at from fifth grade on, and that's providing academic support, advising, mentoring, helping students to maintain their grades, to take the necessary courses so that they can be considered college ready. And then the second area of focus is college access. And that's, beginning to think about, where do I want to go to college? What do I want to study? What vocation do I want to pursue? And, what's the right college for me? What do I need to do to get accepted? And we have a lot of different programs that, one, for example, we call Scholarship Club, which students come twice a week, and every week they're researching hundreds of scholarships. We just had an event. Yeah,
Great.
we just had an event recently where 13 of our senior students received 23 college acceptances and $1.5 million in scholarships.
Wow. What? That is so amazing. That's great.
Yeah, and then the last area is college persistence. The statistics say that students from first generation families and families of color have a more difficult time staying in college, even if they can't access college. And so we provide advising and mentoring. Every one of our freshman students, in fact, our college persistence manager just got back from a tour of 9 different universities where we had freshmen this year, visiting them on campus, making sure that they're settling in, that they're feeling good about their college career start. So those are the main areas of focus. And then we do things like family-based academic tutoring, mentoring. We have specific programs like Khan Academy and Math Motivators that help students to, really focus on those math skills. We do workshops with our families, and then we have a program called Expanding Horizons, which helps students to experience different things like a college campus, or they go to a business and see what it's like to work there, or they go to a museum or a play or something art and art-based. And so, we're trying to open their minds and expand their horizons to be able to think really big and not just what's right in front of them.
No, absolutely. Great work. So what are some initiatives your organization is currently focusing on?
Well, as I mentioned, kind of our niche, besides working with families, because we work with the whole family, not just the student, is starting as young as fifth grade. And we really want to widen our base. Currently, we have about 55 students who are middle school students in our program. And we want to, in the next 3 years, grow that to over 300 students. Partly because we know that we're missing students who have an amazing potential, but they don't have anyone to help them discover that potential. They don't have anyone to help, ask the right questions and challenge them to be able to do more than what they've experienced so far. A second initiative is a diversity initiative that we have. Some people think that our program is a program for Latino students. About 90% of our students are Latino. Obviously, the city of Waukegan has an amazing Latino population, but we want to make sure that we're reaching all different families. And we have a specific initiative that is really focused on engaging and enrolling Black and African American students in our program. We're working with multiple influencers and people in the community that from pastors to teachers to administrators to other social activists that are helping us to get the word out that we're for everyone. We want every student from any background to join our program, because everyone needs to have a good education. And that only happens through relationships and collaboration. So we're also really trying to focus on building relationships with teachers, with other community-based organizations, and trying to make sure that we're a resource to the community to the best of our ability.
No, absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. And Arnold, Aaron, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Or does Waukegan to College have any legislative priorities that you would like to highlight?
Well, we're really not focused specifically on legislative priorities, but one of the things, because of our roots in community organizing, we're always encouraging our families to be involved in the community. We partner with an organization called Lake County United, as well as other community organizing groups, and really want to put our the weight of our effort behind really important initiatives such as affordable housing in Waukegan. We've helped to work on some issues such as access to internet and mental health, because all of these things are really impacting the education of our students. If you don't have a great place to live, it's very hard to focus on studying. If you have issues with mental health and no way to get help with that, then your studies are going to suffer. And so we believe in a very holistic approach to things, and we want to work with all of our local, regional, state, and federal politicians, because we know that you're out there helping us, and we want to also provide you with help to do what needs to be done.
Oh, great. Well, I certainly appreciate that, and I'm sure my colleagues as well. Thank you for that. And what are some of your organization's upcoming events?
So we're just finishing up our fall recruiting, but early next year, around February, we'll be opening up our spring recruitment and looking at engaging students who are currently in 4th grade that will be moving on to 5th grade and be eligible for our program all the way up through high school. They can be attending a public school in Waukegan or a private school, and you can find out more information on our website. You can also follow us on Facebook. We're always providing those details there. And then another event is really around finding mentors. Starting in 9th grade, we pair each of our students with a mentor, and that goes all the way through college. We believe that is such a vital relationship to the success of a student. And this coming the 6th of December, we'll be doing our next mentor orientation. So if someone is interested, they can reach out to us through our website, or they can reach out to our program director. Her name is Laura Rios, and it's pretty easy. Our emails are pretty easy. It's laura.rios@waukegantocollege.org, and she can get you registered for orientation. And we would love to have people from the community join us, partnering with us as mentors for our students.
Great. Well, thanks for that. And since you were talking about the events and how people can find out about them, how can people reach your organization? Would you like to share your social media handles, your website, email address, or telephone number?
Sure. Our phone number is 224-303-4151. I'll say that again. It's 224-303-4156. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. It's 4156 is the last. And then you can just email us at office@waukegantocollege. And obviously our website is waukegantocollege.org. And then
so is that Waukegan to College just Waukegan TO or in the number 2?
It is TO. It is TO,
Okay.
yes. And on our website, you can find links to our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. That's the easiest thing without having to, spell all those out. They're all on our website. Again, it's WaukeganToCollegeTO.org. And we'd love to have you check it out. They're also, if you are interested in volunteering or you're interested in finding out more information, there are links there or forms there that you can fill out to get in touch with us as well.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much, Aaron. That concludes our formal questions. I want to thank you again for joining us today and for sharing information with our viewers about the great work you and your colleagues are doing at Waukegan to College to create a bright future for students in Waukegan and I'm sure in Lake County. So we really appreciate that. I look forward to working with you and Waukegan to College and a way to help you promote the program so that if you have electronic copies of your upcoming events flyers, please feel free to forward them to my office and we'll make sure that we promote that on our social media accounts as well.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So at this time, I would just like to share a few events that my office is hosting soon. So on December 6th, we are working with the Lieutenant Governor's office to have a application briefing on the R3 grants to help people navigate that process and to work through any of the technical challenges and questions they may have. So that is December 6th. And then on December 15th, we are partnering with Great Lakes Credit Union to have a webinar on tenants' rights, and especially in light of the lift on what the eviction moratorium has been lifted. And so we want to make sure we help renters in our district and tenants to navigate this process. So those are a couple of other events. And I know I'm forgetting a couple of events, but if you go into our website at www.senatoradrianjohnson.com, there should be links, or there will be links to our future events. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to keep going. So this is what I was talking about. And one of the things I want to share, first of all, thank you again. And
sure.
I didn't want to interject or share this during the formal part of our interview here because I wanted the focus to be on Waukegan to College. But I really understand the program because I am fortunate to be a mentor with the Stevenson to College program. And
Wonderful.
It is a great program. And I know that this is part of the Stevenson High School Foundation initiative. And I was involved when they were hiring the first executive director, of the program and getting the program off the ground. And now as a mentor, I understand the importance of it. And actually, my mentee moved to Florida. She decided to do a gap year and just work in the summer. So I understand the work you're doing and the importance of the work you're doing. So thanks again.
Of course. Yeah. And thank you for investing in young people the way that you are. I can't say how much or how important a mentoring relationship is. I'm 51 years old and I have a mentoring relation. I have a mentor that I still rely on, and I have mentees that I work with. But it's a rewarding relationship as a mentor, and it's such a crucial relationship. When I started in this position just 9 months ago, I was reaching out to my mentor all the time. What do I do here? What do I do here? Yeah. And he's about 15 years down the road for me, and has been a CEO and executive director in different organizations. And so it's just thank you for doing that, because I know you probably have a million other things to do, but that's such an important investment.
No, you're absolutely right. And I call my mentee and I say, oh my God, please forgive me. I've been in Springfield for 3 weeks or whatever. But, always making sure that I touch base and check in to see how she's doing, because even though she didn't go to college right away, just making sure, what are you doing, with work and your gap year, how, making sure she's being productive during the gap year. and all of that. So you're right. It's very rewarding. And I too have a mentor. Actually, I have four. I have three informal and one that was assigned, a formal mentor when I just first joined, the General Assembly. And that's really great because it's important to have those mentors. And as you said, that's someone you can reach back to and always help you kind of even navigate the work that we do, right? And, and if we have anything we want to share and need someone to just as a sounding board, it's great to have that. And so it's important work you're doing. Now, Waukegan to College, that isn't affiliated with the school. Is it just a standalone organization, or are you affiliated with the Waukegan Public School District at all?
We are not affiliated in any official sense. We partner with the district and are supported by the district in the sense of, they sanction what we're doing. We have, relationships, official relationships there. But no, we're an independent 501c3.
Okay, that's great. Well, very good. I think it's really important. And it's great that you have that initiative where you're making sure other students don't feel left out. With the Stevens in the College program, it is, and from its inception, it was understood that it is for all students, right? Because it is, in the district, you have a lot of students who are from Russia and, Poland and from South Asia and, who are, African-American, who are Asian, who are Latino. So it is a great program and is really for those, that percentage of students who just, for whatever reason, because they're first generation or whatever it is, just don't have the resources at home. And what it is mostly the parents maybe not understanding the process. And it can be it can be daunting, right? Filling out this form and, we need this information, and it just can be all too encompassing. And so helping to kind of demystify that process is great. And then saying that, look, we are working alongside of you with parents and we're going to help do this.
Right.
And I find that, and maybe you can chime in and let, confirm this as well, is that the mentors form a really good relationship with the parents as you become friends and, you're working alongside because we're all vested in the success of their child.
100%. I think, I know many of our mentors end up having the whole family over for dinner or taking them out to dinner or, doing Christmas or other holidays, whatever that might be. And yeah, it goes beyond, it's not a transactional relationship. It really is something that lasts for a long time and is much deeper than it is broad. So I definitely agree with that.
Absolutely. Well, that's all I have. Do you have any questions of me or any?
This is really off topic and feel free to not even include this, but I'm just, I was having lunch today with some of our volunteers, and the news from Kenosha came over the TV that I was from the Rittenhouse trial, and just thinking about how do I explain that to students?
Yeah, that's really like a tough one, right? But one thing that I could say, and maybe right off the bat, is that I am so appreciative, on the eve of Thanksgiving, that Illinois made some historic, monumental changes in our criminal justice system with criminal justice reform. So what happened in Kenosha would not happen in Illinois. And so I feel really good about that. I know it was a heavy lift, working on the criminal justice reform bill, the Safety Act. But I am so proud to be a legislator in Illinois, to be a resident in Illinois, knowing that we in Illinois are leading the nation, in our criminal justice reform.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I do think that there are definitely so many positive things that are happening in that direction. It's just unfortunate that the young man was from Illinois. And there are like, what are we teaching our young people? How is it possible that a 17-year-old is in possession of a military weapon and is thinking that they have some right or duty to police the streets, when I mean, it's just unfathomable to me.
Well, it is, but that's the environment that right now that we are living in. So without a federal response,
Okay.
and we're leaving it up to these states to do it. Some states, as we know, have different leanings, and unfortunately, they've allowed this to happen. There should be no way in the United States of America that someone should be able to carry a military style weapon, to a peaceful protest, because let's face it, if the facts were different and a different young man was carrying that military style weapon, we would probably be talking about his funeral, and so that's what we need to make sure we all understand, in this country, that that's what we're battling here. And we need to make sure, and I say this, and I say it, and I make sure I'm very intentional when I say this. We really do have to obliterate, and I use that word, obliterate, the dual justice system in America. Yeah. And until we address that and get a federal response, we're going to have more of this. And and it's very unfortunate, but it isn't the end of the story. And one of the things that the late great John Lewis says, he said at one point, he said, consider this as a struggle, right? Struggle for true freedom, for justice. It is a struggle, not just for one day, not just for 1 week or 1 year. It is a struggle of a lifetime. And every generation has an obligation to make a difference, to speak up and speak out and do something. And, and I think that I follow those words every day and make sure we keep in mind that even though there is no finish line, we still have to pass the baton, and there's still this race that we're running, because we have to make sure each lap that we're making progress, right? So every time we pass that baton, to the next person, they are making a difference. And so, it's a very hard day and a very sad day in our country. But we know we have a lot more work to do. It is a struggle of a lifetime.
Yeah, I agree with you, and it seems like the sad days are adding up more than they should be. And so I appreciate your words. I appreciate your work in that area. As I work with a lot of 17-year-olds in our program, the last thing I want is for them walking around the street with a gun thinking that that's going to solve the world's problems.
Well, yeah, I mean, because it won't solve the world's problem, but we really do need to do something about the incivility and make sure we tap the temperature down. But anytime you can in America, again, you change the facts, and the mom of the other child with a different set of facts would be grieving right now.
100%.
Yeah.
No, I don't disagree with you, and I lament that as well.
Yeah, but we have more work to do, and we're not going to give up. We're not going to, and I always say this: we're never going to give up or let go until we're all truly free, until there is justice for everyone.
Amen.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, Aaron, I can talk more all day about this, but great question. Thanks for asking, because I haven't had a chance to even talk to anyone about it, and that's a great question. Help me kind of think through this, and I think together we'll get through this very challenging time that we're faced with right now in our country.
Well, thank you for entertaining the question. I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No, that's okay.
I haven't either. I went from the lunch to another meeting with a board member, and it's just been sitting there ever since. It scrolled across the TV, and I think, as a person who, has been chosen to help make change, I appreciate your willingness to entertain it.
No, absolutely, absolutely. Well, and thank you. You helped me start the unpacking of this that I need to do anyway. So thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate you sharing the information about the program, and again, just amplifying the resources you make available to students, the students in our district, district, to help them navigate this difficult process of getting to college, but most importantly, just making sure they have a bright future. So thank you for the great work you're doing, for your board, for your 150 volunteers, I think you said. So we're so grateful for the work that you're doing in Waukegan.
Thank you very
and
much.
County.
And we'd love to invite, we just renovated our space here. We'd love to have you come out sometime and meet some of our students. But you know, we've had several other, the Waukegan mayor's been out a couple times in the last few months. So I'll talk to Laura who set this up and see if we can find a time that would be good for you to come out and meet, like I said, meet some students and see our space and get to know us a little better.
I would love that. So please just reach out to my office and we can get it scheduled.
Sounds good.
I look forward to visiting your site. Well, thank you so much, Aaron. You have a happy Thanksgiving, and I look forward to visiting Waukegan to College facilities soon.
Thank you very much. You have a great Thanksgiving too.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.